My husband and I made love for the one time in year. I've been fantasizing about my future sister-in-law after I accidentally saw him naked in the shower. I am a 48-year-old woman married to the love of my life, and we will be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary in March. Together we have a 27-year-old daughter who is engaged to her fiancé, who is also 27 years old. Currently, my daughter and her fiancé are living with us, and we all have a wonderful relationship. We enjoy each other's company, get along well, and truly feel like a close-knit family. Having them stay with us has been a positive experience, and it's been great to share our home together. Last week, there was an incident involving my future sister-in-law and my husband that was both unexpected and awkward. My husband and my future sister-in-law were both getting ready to go somewhere, and my husband mentioned that he would take a shower after my sister-in-law was finished. I was downstairs at the time and heard the sound of someone getting out of the shower followed by someone else getting in. I needed to do a few things to fix my hair, including using my hairdryer, so I went to the bathroom without knocking, thinking that my husband was the one in the shower. However, somewhere in the course of events, my husband and my sister-in-law had decided to switch places, and it was actually my sister-in-law in the shower. When I walked into the bathroom, my sister-in-law was standing there naked. As soon as I realized what had happened, I quickly closed the door and apologized to her for walking in. Later on, we talked about the situation to clear the air, and she reassured me that it was fine. Despite the initial awkwardness, we both handled it maturely and moved on from the incident. It was an honest mistake, and we were able to address it in a way that avoided any lingering discomfort. That being said, I can't seem to stop thinking about his body. Ever since that incident happened, it has been occupying my thoughts in ways I never expected. For the past week, every time I've stepped into the shower, I find myself fantasizing about him walking in and us having a sexual encounter. These thoughts are intrusive and, to some extent, persistent, and I almost always find myself hoping or wishing that something like that might actually happen. It's a confusing and deeply unsettling experience because I know these feelings are wrong on so many levels. My husband and I have a truly wonderful relationship. He is my partner in every sense of the word, and I genuinely love him. We share a deep connection and have built a life together that I treasure. However, the physical side of our relationship hasn't been very active for a while now, and I can't help but feel that this lack of intimacy may have contributed to the intensity of these inappropriate thoughts. I don't want to feel this way, and I certainly don't want to betray the man I've been happily married to for nearly 3 decades. The fact that I am experiencing this attraction toward a future family member, someone who is engaged to my daughter no less, makes it all the more upsetting. I feel like I am not only betraying my husband but also betraying my daughter in the worst possible way. I am her mother, someone she should be able to trust without question, and yet here I am battling these shameful thoughts that I know would devastate her if she ever found out. It makes me feel disgusting and deeply ashamed of myself, and I can't seem to shake the overwhelming guilt that comes with it. I haven't shared any of this with anyone because I don't know how to even begin to express something so inappropriate and troubling. Admitting it out loud feels impossible, but at the same time, keeping it bottled up has been eating away at me. I feel like an awful person for allowing these thoughts to take root in my mind, and I wish I could make them stop entirely. Writing this out and acknowledging how I feel is my attempt to get it off my chest, even if it's only to myself. It's a struggle that I never anticipated having to deal with, and I don't know how to move past it. She posted an update is, I am a 48-year-old woman who has been married to my 49-year-old husband for nearly 30 years, and we will be celebrating our anniversary in March. Over the years, we've built a life together that includes raising 4 children, but as time went on, we began to grow apart in ways that were hard to ignore. One of the most noticeable changes was in our physical relationship. We hadn't been intimate in quite some time, and even before that, the deeper emotional connection that comes with making love had been absent for years. It was something that weighed heavily on my mind, but I didn't know how to address it until recently. I found myself reflecting on how much I missed the closeness we used to share, both physically and emotionally. I missed the way we used to connect through touch, the way we once adored each other's bodies, and the way being together made me feel. So, I decided to make an effort to rekindle that part of our relationship. At first, it didn't go as planned. For weeks, I tried to initiate intimacy, but it just wasn't clicking for either of us. It felt like there was this invisible wall between us, built up over years of distance and unspoken feelings. Finally, we had an honest and heartfelt conversation. I opened up to him about how much I missed him, how much I missed his body, and how I wished he still found me as attractive as he once did. To my relief, he admitted that he felt the same way about how I viewed him. It was as though we had both been quietly longing for the same thing but hadn't known how to express it. That conversation turned into an ongoing dialogue where we shared our feelings and rediscovered what we meant to each other. It brought us closer in a way we hadn't been in years. Last night we decided to take a chance and see if we could reconnect physically, and it was absolutely amazing. It was like rediscovering a lost part of ourselves. My favorite part of the experience was realizing that he still knew exactly how to touch me, how to make me feel good, and what I liked. It felt as natural as riding a bicycle, and I surprised myself by how easily I fell back into that rhythm with him. Afterward, we cuddled and fell asleep together without any clothes on for the first time in what felt like forever. I even shed a few tears because the moment was so overwhelming. I felt like a teenager again, full of love, desire, and a renewed sense of connection with the man I've spent my life with. It reminded me just how much I had missed him. This morning, something spontaneous happened that made me smile. As he was getting ready for work, I decided to stop him, undo his pants and go down on him, a gesture I hadn't made in years. His reaction was priceless, and he told me that I hadn't lost my touch one bit. It was a small but meaningful moment that made me feel closer to him than I have in a long time. I'm so grateful for this renewed sense of intimacy and connection with my husband. After all these years, it feels incredible to love him, to be loved by him, and to rediscover the joy of being together in every sense of the word. That's all I wanted to share. She add update to the post. So my husband spent the entire day sending me racy texts, and I loved every single one of them. When I got back home and headed to the bedroom, he was already there waiting for me. We didn't even bother waiting until nighttime to be together again. It felt so spontaneous and thrilling, like we were teenagers sneaking moments to be close. Right now we're taking a quick break to make dinner and eat with the kids, but I can't help reflecting on how incredible everything has been lately. I'm sitting here on the verge of tears because I honestly feel like I'm 17 again. This renewed sense of passion, of wanting each other at every opportunity, is something I never thought I'd experience again after so many years of marriage. It feels almost surreal and I can't stop smiling. For those asking what led me to have that honest conversation with him and take this leap, I'll admit it was a combination of things. Some people have brought up an earlier, somewhat embarrassing post I made 2 months ago, and I won't deny that it played a role. However, the real turning point came last week during a day out with my close friend, my daughter, and her fiancé. My daughter and her fiancé were sitting close to each other, completely wrapped up in their own little world. They had this unmistakable look of love, happiness, and desire in their eyes, a look that made it clear they were utterly smitten with each other. My friend turned to me at that moment and, with a joking tone, said, "Welp, we're never going to have that again, ha." It was meant to be lighthearted, but it struck a chord deep inside me. I couldn't stop thinking about how it had been years since I'd felt that kind of connection, that overwhelming sense of being desired and loved so deeply. I realized then how much I missed that feeling and how much I longed to experience it again, not with anyone else but with the man I've built my life with. That thought stayed with me and pushed me to finally take the leap and talk to him about everything I was feeling. Looking back, I'm so glad I did. Not only has it brought us closer emotionally, but it has completely reignited the physical side of our relationship in ways I didn't think were possible anymore. I feel like we're rediscovering each other all over again, and it's brought so much joy and excitement back into my life. It's a reminder that no matter how many years have passed, it's never too late to reconnect and rediscover what brought you together in the first place. She posted an update on March 1, 2024. I felt like I was 17 again, and the moment was so overwhelming that I even shed a few tears of happiness. Now for an update. It's been 45 days since that post, and I'm not exaggerating when I say there have been fewer than 5 days where we haven't done something sexual, whether it's before going to work, after coming home, or before bed. Even on those rare off days, it's only because of scheduling conflicts or sheer exhaustion. It's not always full-on sex. Sometimes it's just using our hands, mouths, or other intimate ways of connecting, but the point is, we've been incredibly active, and I am absolutely loving every single second of it. On top of that, we've been exploring things in the bedroom that I never in a million years thought I'd try even when I was younger. I don't want to make this post too explicit, so I'll spare the details, but let's just say we've been experimenting and trying new things together. It's brought a whole new level of excitement and fun to our relationship, and it's been absolutely amazing to discover this side of us together. It's like we're learning about each other in a completely new way, even after all these years of marriage. I feel so grateful and incredibly lucky to share this renewed intimacy with him. It's not just the physical side of our relationship that's been thriving, though. For Valentine's Day, he surprised me by taking me out on a movie date. It was such a sweet and nostalgic gesture, reminding me of our early days together. We even had a playful fight over who would pay for the popcorn, just like we used to when we were younger. After the movie, he took me to our favorite restaurant, the one we used to go to all the time when we were first dating. It was such a thoughtful and romantic evening, and I couldn't stop smiling the entire time. I'm genuinely the happiest I've been in my marriage in years. This entire experience has been a reminder of why I fell in love with this man in the first place and how much we still mean to each other after all these years. Finding our way back to this place of connection, love, and passion has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, and I couldn't be more thankful that we've managed to rediscover each other like this. The only small hiccup is that I'm pretty sure the kids have caught on to what's happening. They've been making some comments here and there and giving us certain looks, but that's a whole other story for another time. Let's just say they're not as subtle as they think they are, and neither are we. Thank you for reading and sharing in my joy. It's been such an incredible journey, and I'm so excited for what's ahead for us. If you enjoy our videos, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good day, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it and hit the notification bell icon to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.